Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Thursday morning yoga. So I'm so happy to be able to provide this offering for you today. And I must say I'm a little bit nervous, maybe like the first time I taught a class. I never really thought I'd be recording myself. I never really think of myself as someone that is actually capable of making one of these. So bear with me, and I'm going to try to remember to smile and not be so serious, and just join me for my morning practice. I think that's the way I will just present it today. So I want to welcome you to my sunroom. It's a cloudy, rainy, crummy day, and this is a little different setup here than in the studio. But I'm trying to picture myself there with all of you in front of me. And I do love your feedback, so when I don't have it, it feels a little bit awkward to me. So I just want to tell you a little bit about some props. So I do have blocks here. These are cork blocks that I use at home that are a little bit heavier. But if you don't have blocks, feel free to find maybe a shoebox that's sturdy that you can lean on, or maybe two shoe boxes. That will work for you. A couple of couch pillows may work. It's going to be a little bit squishy, but for those of you that have wrist problems, this may help you, although it'll give you a little bit of an unstable surface, but sometimes that's good. We use a blanket. You can use a towel, or you can use a beach towel or a blanket that you have at home. And alternatively, especially for those of you that may have low back issues, if you happen to have a folding stool will work, or even a chair. So I didn't bring a chair into the room, but even a chair will help you. You can just lean on the chair, so your down dogs won't be as deep, but we can deepen it from many different ways. So I hope you can hear the music that I have playing in the background. And I'm gonna try to create the same type of environment that we do at the studio, albeit a little bit different. For those of you that enjoy essential oils, I recommend that you just put a drop of oil in your hands. I'm using a Balance Blend today, which is one of my favorites. I've used it in the studio before. And maybe just rub an oil on your hands and just take a moment to inhale it. And if you don't have essential oils, just create a little heat in your hands. And so maybe just join me in setting an intention for this practice. An intention to just bring a little peace into our hearts. Bring a little peace into our bodies, so that we can continue to navigate this uncertain times that we're in. Every day the news just gets a little bit more disturbing, and it's really hard, even when you feel that you're a fairly steady person, to just not get thrown off. And so this practice is one designed to create strength in your body. And the way we create strength in the body is to allow space and room for growth, room for expansion. So I'll expand on that throughout the practice. Today we probably won't need a strap, but I just wanted to also suggest that a scarf will work just as well as a yoga strap. So again, if you want to place this video on pause and go get whatever props, be creative. You don't need anything specific, but if you want to continue a home practice later, maybe you can order yourself some blocks on Amazon, or maybe a yoga strap. For those of you that ordered eye pillows from me, I should have them today, and I hope to deliver them to you later on in the week. So again, I ask you to have patience with me. You know, sometimes I don't even know my lefts and my rights. And so might be even worse because I'm looking at myself in a video, and that just seems strange to me. So just bear with me. And let's just begin the practice sitting today. And just close your eyes. And actually through most of the practice, you will know most of the postures, so you don't even need to watch. It might be even just better to listen. But just still yourself here and find yourself grounded on the mat. And feel your connection to the earth right now, allowing yourself to just feel your sits bones and the outsides of your thighs and maybe your knees. And be sure you're comfortable in this position. So if your knees don't reach down, feel free to tuck a block under each side. Just going to stay here just for a few moments and center ourselves. So make sure that whatever you have allows you to be able to be comfortable. And you know that the other suggestion I always have is to lift yourself up either on a blanket or on a low pillow, to just elevate your hips and allow your pelvis to spill a little bit more forward. So continue to keep your eyes closed and just place your hands on your legs, palms facing down. And just be able to begin to explore how your body feels here right now. And do you feel a little tension? Do you feel like a fluttering in your chest? Signs of anxiety often are that breathing is really shallow. It's very high up in your body. So we're going to do our best today to work to bring that space, create that space in the front of our bodies. So last week I began to talk a little bit about the chakras and the energy centers in the middle of your body. And so just as a matter of review, we're sitting on our root chakra right now, which is grounding us to the earth. And when this crisis is continuing to evolve, it's really shifting our groundedness and our ability to stay grounded on the earth. So even if you practice just a few minutes, a couple of times a day, more frequent practices are really helpful for helping with anxiety. So if you're feeling yourself very anxious, just sit someplace. Place your feet on the floor if you are sitting in a chair, or if you're so inclined, sit on the floor and feel yourself grounded. And then moving up, we have our sacral chakra. A lot of emotions here in this hip, sacrum, low back area. And then we're moving up into our solar plexus, our belly, our gut, the stuff that's giving us that feedback. Maybe you're even getting GI issues or indigestion because it's hard to process. And most of our immunity is gut immunity. So we need to keep our bellies and ourselves healthy. And moving up, we get to the heart chakra. And so we may be brokenhearted that we are not able to be with each other in the way that we are used to in community. But hopefully through videos like this and a sense of connectedness, we can begin to once again open our hearts to ourselves and to each other. And we move up into our throat chakra, the ability to continue to communicate even though our channels are blocked. We need to wave now and not shake hands. We need not even to fist bump. We need to keep 6 feet distance, but we can still speak words of affirmation and love to each other. And then moving up to our third eye, our intuition. What is happening here? What words of wisdom are coming in from God? What words of wisdom do we need to process? And then out through the crowns of our head, our bliss center, our connection to the divine. So the whole purpose of yoga is really to just get us from this physical body up into a much more spiritual place, whatever that means for you. So I'm going to teach you, and now that you've been just sitting here listening to me, hopefully your breath is deepening. I'm going to teach you a mudra. Mudras are hand yoga gestures. I'm going to teach you a mudra called the Shanti Mudra, or the Peace Mudra. So we'll begin just the way we are, closing your eyes, beginning to breathe in through your nose, and exhale out through your nose. And then once again, breathe in through your nose. This time trying to draw that breath deep down into your belly. Feeling your belly rise towards the front of the room. And then exhaling. And one more time, inhaling. Feeling your belly rise. And then exhaling. Now place both hands gently over your navel. And breathe deeply, feeling your hands rise. And then exhaling and feeling your hands return back in. Breathing 3 times into this navel center. And one last breath. And now gently move your hands up to your heart center. And keeping your hands there, inhaling. Feeling your heart expanding, your chest expanding. And exhaling. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhaling, feeling your heart and your chest expand. And one last breath, inhaling, deepening your breath each time. And now moving your hands to your forehead. And then inhaling. And exhaling. And then inhaling. And exhaling, and one last time, inhaling. And exhaling. And now extend those arms up to the universe, up to the sky. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. And one more time, inhaling. And exhaling. And we're going to repeat that whole mudra one more time, bringing your hands once again to your navel center, lightly touching and inhaling and feeling your hands, your belly press against your hands against your belly, connection to that center. And once again, 2 more times, inhaling and exhaling. Feeling space being created, inhaling and exhaling, moving your hands to your heart center, inhaling. Feeling peace wash over your body. This is the peace Shanti mantra, inhaling and exhaling. And one more time, inhaling and exhaling, and once again moving your hands to your forehead, inhaling exhaling anxiety. Inhaling peace. And exhaling anxiety. Inhaling peace. And exhaling anxiety. And now extend your arms up towards the sky. You can open your eyes right now. Look up. Inhaling. And exhaling. Sending all the anxiety in your body out. Inhaling. Beautiful new energy. And exhaling. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling, and bring your hands down to heart center. You just take a moment to just notice how you feel. Hopefully you feel just a little bit more still right now and just ready to begin some movement. So just bring your arms out by your sides and open up into a great big sun breath, looking up towards your fingertips. Let each fingertip meet and press your hands away, drawing your chin down to your sternum. Once again, bringing your hands up, letting each fingertip meet. No need to move slowly. We're creating space. We're creating strength. And then press away. Let your chin come down to your sternum. One more time. Reach up with both hands. Hold your hands up there this time. Look up. Just reach. And then separate your hands and just reach with your right. And reach with your left. And reach with your right. And reach with your left. One more time. Reach. And lower. Beautiful. And bring your hands down to your sides. Onto your legs. And then reach your hand over. Doesn't matter which one. And then come back. And reach your hand over. I'm using my right. And then come back over. And one more time, come over. Moving, creating length on the right side if that's the side you're moving. And then being able to stay static here. Holding and allowing space to be created between all your lower ribs, between your hip, between your waist. Press your right hip down here. And then come right back. And this last time we're going to drop our left hand, or the opposite if you started in the other direction, doesn't matter. And begin to just explore, holding your breath here. Finding the space created with the breath. Inhaling. And exhaling. With each inhale, feel length being created here. As you press your right hip or the opposite hip down, create space between your ribs, between your hips. Maybe even bring that breath down to your knee and then press it away. Beautiful. Return your hands both to your legs and just remain here just for a moment. And then I'm going to use my left hand. You can use the opposite of what you just begin to just gently move. So we're not doing this like in an exercise class. We're just gently moving and then coming out of it. Encouraging our body first thing in the morning to move. And then come back. And then one more time, move. And come back. And this time we're going to keep our right hand on our right thigh. And just hold here, breathing. Reaching, creating space between your low ribs, your hip bone, and pressing that opposite hip, in my case the left hip, down towards the floor. Breathing here. And then come out of it. Drop your hand down to the floor and now explore deepening that stretch. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Feeling even more distance created between your hip and your low ribs. And just feel the stretch. You can close your eyes and imagine that breath just permeating through those low ribs, separating all the fascia, all the interconnected tissues between your intercostal muscles, opening up, allowing yourself to have more space for breathing. Bring your right arm up and cross it over towards your left knee. No need to touch your knee, just bring it up and bring it over. One more time, bring it up and bring it over. And one more time, bring it up and bring it over. This time maybe stay here, look out over your left shoulder and just remain. Little mini twist here, find the connection of your left ribs and the opening of your right side body, and then return yourself back to stable, back to center. And then extend your left this time, and whoops, out here and across. I told you if I look at myself in that video, I'm going to get goofed up. And come down and reach out and come down into a twist. And one more time, come down into a twist. This time we're going to hold, look out over. This time it's my right shoulder. I'm looking out and over, holding the twist. Finding how my right side body is more collapsed, my left side body is stretching. Beautiful. Extend yourself out, really reaching towards the sky, and then your legs have been bent for a long time. Extend them out and shake them out. If need be, give a little bit of rub. So my bad knee doesn't like the rain, so I'm just rubbing it. And whatever is supposed to be my good knee doesn't like the rain either. I guess I just don't like the rain. So just come off of any prop that you have, a blanket or a pillow. This is also a pillow I use sometimes for meditation. So it just gives you an idea about the size that may be good for tucking under your hips at some point if you were going to do meditation. So I brought all my props from my bedroom where I usually practice down here to show them to you. But again, you can be creative. You don't need to have all these props. So bring your hands to your sides in Dandasana, pressing your feet up towards the ceiling, toes pointed, knees pointed towards the ceiling, and feel your spine nice and erect. So once again, we're connecting to the root chakra. And if you think about this, we've created a nice long line for all that energy to flow right up the center of our body, right out here. So begin to think about creating space from the bottom of your root all the way up, creating space here, creating space in between each and every vertebrae. So this is a difficult posture to hold, mainly because we don't like to be still, we don't like to be confined, we don't like to be rigid. But isn't that just what the world is just kind of inviting us into now? More rules, more restrictions. So can you find freedom here anywhere? Can you soften your face? Can you feel a slight softness in your knees without bending them, but a softness? Can you feel a softness in your shoulders without making them collapse? Can you feel with each breath that you hold here that it's not as hard as it appears when you first go into that posture? Beautiful. Just bend forward and place your hands here. Now, for those of you with low back issues, I'm going to recommend this is the time you either take blocks, or if you don't have a block and you decide you're going to use a shoebox or whatever other prop, or maybe even a pillow. It just gives you the opportunity to not have to go so far down towards the floor. So here we're not looking for a rounded back, we're looking for straight. So I'm going to turn a little bit more sideways so that you can see. So here I'm looking more for this than I'm looking for this. So just breathe here with whatever props you have. If you don't have any props at all, you can just place your hands on your shins. And just allow yourself to lean forward to wherever it feels that you feel the feedback from your hamstrings. Your low back is engaged. We're strengthening our low back by a gentle stretch. So we're not going forward, we're not forcing this. So inhaling and exhaling. With the exhale, scoop your belly, create a little bit more space from holding your core. We still have our root grounded onto the floor. So think about creating space in your heart, in your chest, in your legs, and that's helping to keep our body upright. And throughout this practice, try to find strength and relaxation within every posture that we do. So you know modifications, we talk about them all the time. So I'm not here to, or I'm not there, you're not here with me, so I can't see you to modify. So please use them the way you know that you need to use for your body. Take the shoebox out of the way for now. So once again, sit up in Dandasana as strong as you can. Again, soften those knees just a gentle bit. And we're going to just explore going back from straight to forward. Bringing your shoulders back, drawing your shoulder blades together. But at the same time, creating space across your upper back body while we're still lengthening and strengthening our lower body. Let's hold this for 5 breaths here. Keep your feet engaged. Maybe even spread your 10 toes. And notice how that engages your legs even more just from the spread of your toes. So inhale and exhale. 2, inhale and exhale. 3, inhale and exhale. And remember, if this is too much for you, you can come out at any time. Inhale and exhale. And one more time, inhale and exhale. Beautiful counter pose. Just bring your hands back here. Bend your left knee, bend your right knee. Heel toe them a little bit wider than the mat, and just gently release your spine by moving side to side. Just windshield wiper those legs just for a moment. Feeling just a release, but at the same time as you're pressing into your hands, feel the space created across your thoracic, across your chest, across your sternum, opening up your heart. So we're creating space, and at the same time we're creating strength. Roll yourself completely over to one side. We're going to come up into tabletop. Let me move these blocks so they're not in your visual. So from here, we're going to just build a beautiful hand to tabletop position. So hands are right below your shoulders. Your knees are right below your hips. Feel the strength here. Now feel the width across your shoulders. Flow through cow. Drop your belly, lift your head. Let your tailbone flip up towards the sky. Beautiful. And then exhale. Look between your legs. Let your head drop down deep. Look between your legs and see if you can look beyond your toes. Really arching your back. Flow back through cow. And then flow back through cat. This time we're going to flow through cow. We're going to hold for 5 breaths here. Feeling the hands pressing. So feel all the connections. And find the micro movements through your breaths. So inhaling and exhaling. So just like life, this is not a static posture. There's little micro movements. Can you press into your fingertips and engage your hands more? Can you press your toes down and see maybe that gives you more engagement in your legs? Can you just feel your body steadying with the strength that it's building? And then arch your back into cat.
We're going to remain in cat for 5 rounds of breath also. So inhaling and exhaling and inhaling and exhaling. It's hard to exhale here because we're used to exhaling into a different posture. So we're challenging ourselves to do things differently. That's just what life is calling us to do now. Do things differently. Same but different. So you're bringing your belly up here in cat. And when you're exhaling, you're letting your belly hang down, but you're still maintaining the arch of your back. Little challenge there. And then bring yourself forward into neutral position. Extend your right leg out long and press it into the mat. Let me step a little bit more forward. Press your toes into the mat. Now you're one long line on the right hand side. Now, if your knees are bothering you, don't forget you can roll up a blanket. You can even fold your mat in half if that feels better for you. So do whatever it takes to protect your mat. The one good thing here is you can pause this video and then come back right back to it. From the press of your right toes into the floor, raise your leg up, level with your body. Feel the strength created, feel the length created. Your spine is long. You're looking about 24 inches in front of you on the floor, on the mat. So just feel the length created here. And then we're just going to keep that foot flexed, pressing that heel back towards the back of your mat. And then begin to pump 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't lose the connection to your shoulders, into your arms. Don't let your elbows collapse. And then from here, bend that knee in and create length in space in the back of your leg. Kick that heel in and extend it out. Kick that heel in, extend it out. Magic number today is 5. And extend it out. And one more time. Inhale and extend. Beautiful. And now lower that leg straight down. Press your heel, your toes into the floor, and then press your heel away. Little shift and come forward. Gentle little shift. Feel your calf and come forward. Feel your calf. Hello, calf. Calf feels so good right now. And then come forward. You got 2 more. Press back. Come forward. This time we're going to hold this calf stretch. Don't lose the connection of your arms. Inhaling and exhaling. And just like you know, the magic number is 5. We're going to hold for 5 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Don't forget to press all those toes down as you're pressing your heel away. Feel the connection, stretching the whole bottom of your feet. That's another point of contact, of rootedness, of groundedness. So we want strong feet. And then raise that leg back up one more time. And then kick that foot in, extend it out, and return it right back to tabletop. Beautiful. We're going to do the same series with the left. So just kick your left leg out, extend it out. Press your toes into the floor, really feeling the engagement of your toes with the floor. 5 toes separated as wide as you can. From there, raise that leg straight up. And then press your heel towards the back of the room. So make sure you don't collapse this elbow or this elbow. Keep strong. Engage your core so you're tight through the middle. And then we're going to pump towards the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And then bend that leg in and extend it out. And bend that leg in and extend it out. Bend that leg in, extend it out. Bend that leg in, extend it out. And now press your toes into the mat. Press your left heel away towards the back of the space that you're on, the back of your mat, and then come forward. And then press it back, 4, and come forward, inhale, exhale, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Now hold here for 5 breaths, engaging all 5 toes, pressing your toes, maybe spreading them wider, feeling the engagement in the front of your leg, feeling the engagement in your hamstring. That was 3, inhaling and exhaling, and one more time, inhaling and exhaling. Raise that leg up, bend that leg in, and return it right back to tabletop. Separate your knees and sink yourself into child posture, letting your head come down. If your head doesn't reach, grab a block, grab a pillow, let your head hit something. So that that third eye, that place that we did with the mudra with our hands, we want to just make it feel grounded. So your intuition center, your wisdom center is grounded here. And then sink your hips back if that feels good for you. If that doesn't feel good, remember you can tuck a pillow between here. And so you can't sink back as far. If you have a problem with your knees, you can tuck a towel in between your legs, whatever feels better for you. And then come back up to tabletop here. Curl your toes under. So for those of you that enjoy using blocks for your downward dogs, grab your blocks right now, or your box, or your pillows, or whatever you're using. And so from here, bring your knees up and extend your legs out and lower your heels towards the floor. So the goal is not to get our heels on the floor. The goal is to guide them towards the floor. Press your thighs towards the back of the room, your hamstrings towards the back of the room. Lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Press your heels back. Draw your kneecaps up towards your thighs. Let your arms be extended out long. Let your head be long and heavy between. Feel the width created across your shoulder blades. Remember, we're creating space. We're creating strength through the space. Beautiful. Look up between your hands so that you feel the sense of direction that you're going. Right now, raise your right leg up and just hold it up there into a 3-legged dog. Feel the strength being created in your standing leg, the length being created, and then lower that leg straight down. And raise your left leg up. Come up onto your right toes. Extend that leg straight out. Remember to keep the width across your shoulder blades. Beautiful. Lower that leg straight down. And you have a choice. Yogis always have a choice. Either walking your blocks towards you, or for those of you that have been working at trying to raise and step forward, raise your foot up, draw it into your belly and step forward. Follow with the other foot. We find ourselves now in forward fold. Let me move these blocks out of the way. So in forward fold, just begin to interlace your hands and your elbows. Let yourself spill forward. Now for those of you with low back issues, please don't go that far. Take your blocks and hang here. Let your head hang, but try not to stretch that low back out. So if you've got any low back issues, stay here or use the chair, which is a beautiful space to be. Here I have a windowsill, so I could use a windowsill if you were in a space like this. You excuse my bum, but we could just use this as our forward fold. I could use my stool that I showed you before. So again, be safe with your back. So in a position where you have osteoporosis or you have really bad low back issues, again, we're going to strengthen your back, but we don't want to strain it. So again, your forward fold may look just like this, and that will be fine. For the rest of us that are hanging, allow yourself to hang down. Let your hands at elbows, shake your head, yes, yes, yes. Shake your head, no, no, no. And then bring your hands outside your knees to half forward fold. Drawing your shoulder blades together, making yourself into a Dandasana shape, just like we were on the floor, only here we are standing. Feel your feet grounded here and extend your arms up and overhead. And then bring your hands together at heart center. So let's do a little bit of movement when we're standing here. So all of our bodies need to be created space. So let's just do some eye exercises that are very familiar. So just move your eyes up and down. Up and down. I must look really silly on this video. And then move your eyes left and right. Not your head, just your eyes. And then, because I can't see you, make googly eyes. Go all the way in circles in one direction. And you guys can laugh at me and tell me how silly I look doing this. But it's so good for your eyes and creating the space even within our eye sockets. So that is just a really important thing to do as well. Don't forget those. So from here, we're going to take a pillow and we're going to create some resistance. Now, if you have a block, you can use a block here. And we're just going to build our foundation from the bottom up. So bring your feet parallel, hip distance apart. You've got the pillow or the block or something else. If you have a soft ball, that would work too. One of those exercise balls, that would work as well. And now your knees are soft here. Your pelvis is nice and neutral. So if you have a tendency to have a curve like this, or a curve like this, or a hunch, I'm going to try to really neutralize that spine here. And by stabilizing our legs, we're also grounding. So we're creating strength by pressing down to rise up. So from here, inhale your arms overhead and look up towards them. Let every fingertip meet and then press that away. One more time, bring every fingertip up. Look up and press it away. As you are rising, feel the rootedness, feel the groundedness that you have. Look up here. Keep your arms about shoulder distance apart now. Now, bring your shoulders down. So notice that when you bring them up, you want to raise up, bring them down. Beautiful. Now from this down place, keep your hands about shoulder distance apart and then tip over to the right. Trying to stabilize your feet. Don't move your feet, your hips. And then come right back up. And then tip to the other side. And come right back up. Once again, tip down to the other side. And come up. And tip down to the other side. Come up. This time, grab your opposite hand with your wrist with the opposite hand. So I'm going to grab my right hand is grabbing my left wrist. I told you I wouldn't be able to speak lefts and rights here. And so tip over, drawing a little bit more from the left side body in my case. And from this pull, I'm still grounding my feet, grounding my legs, and then coming right back up. And grabbing onto my left wrist with my right wrist with my left hand. And oh, it sounds so familiar, right, everyone? Mary Frances can't speak her lefts and rights in a class. But you get it. And then stretch up and return your arms down by your side. So keeping this pillow here, sink down into chair. And come up. Sink down into chair. And come up. Magic number today is 5. Sink down. And come up. Sink down. And come up. And we have one more. Sink down. This time engage your arms here. And we're gonna stay here for 5 counts. That's too much on your knees, you can always come right out of this and just do your breathing from a standing place. Squeeze your pillow, engage your thighs, press your toes and your feet into the floor. Try to get more weight into your heels than into your forefeet. And breathe. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale and bring yourself back up. Get rid of that pillow for now. Let's just go through a couple of sun salutations together. All familiar things that we can do together. You can continue to do this throughout the week. Hands to heart center. Find your foundation, so maybe rock back and forth. Make sure your toes are nice and wide. Inhale up. And exhale, swan dive. Hinge from the hips. So again, those of you with back issues, you're going to go just to here. Everyone else can come down to a forward fold. From here, half forward fold. Hands to outside your knees, front of your shins, or for those of you that are able, just straighten out your back here. All kinds of options for you. And then reverse swan dive all the way up, engaging your core to bring you up, and hands to heart center. Inhale, swan dive, engage your belly. Feel the weight shifting a little bit more to your forefeet. Half forward fold, knees to outside, hands to outside your knees. Beautiful. Scoop your belly to bring you all the way back up. Hands to heart center. Inhale one more time. Exhale, swan dive, scoop your belly. Come all the way down. I'm going to remain here just for a breath or two. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Shake your head, yes, yes, yes. I'm creating space, I'm creating strength. Shake your head, no, no, no. I'm going to let go of fear. I'm not going to be fearful. I'm going to be educated but not fearful. Shake your head, yes, yes, yes. I am strong. I am powerful. I'm in a community of people that are smart and powerful. Beautiful. Bring your hands outside your knees for a nice flat back, and then extend your arms up and overhead, and bring them once again. So what makes us feel the most strong? Being warriors, and we need to be warriors in this world right now. So let's go through our Warrior 1 series, and then we're going to be holding those for magic count to 5. So again, step to the front of your mat, find your neutral here. Find your mountain posture. Your toes are nice and separated, your feet are nice and parallel. Find your nice neutral spine. Shoulders raise up, shoulders drop down. So we are starting from a strong foundation. Whenever we have a strong foundation, when we shift from it, we can return back to it, and it's okay to have shifts. Shift your weight into your right foot and step back with your left. So find your alignment with these hips as close to coming forward as possible. And everyone's hips are a little different. So be mindful of this back foot not being sideways. We're not doing Warrior 2. It's facing almost to the front. Heel down. Shift your weight into your front knee. So your front knee is tracking towards the baby toe side of your foot. Nice right angle here. No overextension, but it's okay to have it a little bit less if you want to. So just try to stay strong here. Inhale your arms forward. Now create space in those arms by making your arms wide first and then coming around. So it's almost like I'm creating like bat wings across my back for right now. Inhale. So again, whole purpose of today's class is to create space and strength with the space, create strength within the space. And then exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. This time we're going to hold for 5. Inhale in. And exhale. Inhale in.
and 4. Inhale in, and 3. Inhale in, and 4. One last time, inhale in. Feel the strength, feel it across your spine. Feel your strong legs. Exhale in, out, and then exhale. Place your hands on your hips and lean forward halfway. Keep pressing your front foot away and pull your back foot away. Feeling the strength. So use your sticky mat, or if you're on a carpet, use the carpet to press your feet away. Find the strength from your hamstrings and across your quads. Extend your arms out like you're flying. Feel the strength here. Bring your arms around. We're throwing off our balance here, but we know how to get right back to that balance. So bring your arms out. Arms steadying us like wings. Beautiful. Stand up, tall, and step forward. Beautiful. Find your foundation. So really feel strong here. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Take another deep breath. And then shift your weight to your left foot, stepping back with your right. Again, being mindful of the alignment. The left and rights may not be the same. It's okay. Today, it's all about loving ourselves, doing the best we can. And then shift your weight into your left knee. Again, being mindful of the alignment of that knee. So it's not knocking in towards the center, it's moving out. So all the work is coming from that inner thigh. Turning our hips towards the front of our mat, inhaling up and exhaling out. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Inhaling in, exhaling out. Inhaling in, exhaling out. One last time, inhaling in. We're going to remain here for a magic number of 5. So inhaling, 5. And the micro movements are across your shoulders. 4. Press your feet down in the front and pull back on the back. Feel the strength of your quad. 3. 2. 1. Straighten out that leg. Hands go to your hips. Draw your shoulder blades back and hinge forward. Finding your balance here. Steadiness. Feel the ground below holding you here. Extending your arms out to give you more balance. And then shift your hands around to the front. This is more challenging for you. You don't need to do this. Keep your gaze facing down on the mat. If it's too hard for you to do this, keep your arms out by your sides. Beautiful. Feel the length and the strength created. And then once again, come all the way back up and step forward. Feeling the power and the strength that you've just created with yourselves. So from here, we're going to go into Warrior 2, which is another powerful posture. So we're just going to step, well, I'm going to do it in this direction this time. My right foot is turning out, my left foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Ideally, my heel is lined up with my arch, but that might not work for you. Maybe you need it wider, maybe you need it narrower. And then shift your weight into your front knee, keeping these hips ideally as parallel to the long end of the mat as you can. Again, being mindful that this knee is not tipping in, but is tracking out. Sometimes it even helps to just place your hand here and just remain here for a couple of breaths feeling. So press to the outside of your back leg and press into the ball and press away with your front leg, extending your arms out and looking out over
that middle finger. So I'm using my right leg, I'm looking out over my right middle finger, and I'm finding the strength and the power here. So notice whether or not you're shifting forward like I am. So imagine, some of you were in my class, remember I said that I had a correction when I was at my training, and somebody came and took hold of this left wrist and went whoop. And so I was showing you what I normally do, but the ideal is here. So the work is happening in your legs. The strength and space is creating in your legs. My body is upright. So imagine if I was there with you, I'd come over to this back arm and I'd pull it to bring you upright. And look out over that right middle finger. Beautiful. Now turn and flip that right palm. Gaze at that right middle finger as you raise it up. And let that left arm drop. Don't let that right knee sickle in. Reach, 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 and find a spot on the ceiling. And you want that spot, and you can get that spot. Keep reaching and reaching, finding length and space all along the right side of your body. Breathe through here. We probably did 2 breaths. So let's do 3 more. Inhaling. Each time you breathe, you're reaching higher and higher, even if it's just in your mind. Reaching for what we think is unattainable. It just might be. Beautiful. And then return yourself to that beautiful posture of being mindful, not shifting forward. And then exhale out. Turn your feet. Extend your arms out. Now you're a 5-pointed star. And just feel, look up towards the heavens. And just breathe. Breathe in peace. Breathe in love. Breathe in acceptance. So we began class with our arms up towards the ceiling. We're just kind of modifying that now, bringing your arms down, turning your left foot out towards the opposite side. And now lining up my left heel with my right instep, if that works for me or works for you. And my hips are parallel to this edge of the mat. Shift my weight into my left knee. Extend my arms out. Once again, notice whether or not I'm shifting forward. I tend not to shift forward as much on the left side as I do to the right. Who knows why? But imagine I'm there pulling your back arm. And then just notice whether or not your right arm, if you're going to the left, is lagging down or going up. Because if it's going up, you're impinging that shoulder, so make it nice and neutral. Look out over that left middle finger. Reach, reach. Feel the strength and the power that you have here. And breathe. And breathe. We probably have 2 more breaths here. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then inhaling. And exhaling. And now carefully turn that left palm. Follow the middle finger with your gaze. Drop your right hand to your right leg as you reach up with your left. Reaching towards the sky. Reaching towards some imaginary spot in your ceiling, finding your whole left body. Reaching, reaching. Don't collapse or lose the bend in your left knee. Keep strong. Find the strength from your foundation, the groundedness in the earth. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Breathe. Beautiful. Breathe. 1 more breath. And then extend yourself back. Feel the length that you've created. And then straighten out that left leg. Once again, come forward. And once again, turn yourself into a 5-pointed star. This time just keeping your head looking forward towards me, or towards the screen, or towards something beautiful that's outside. And then once again, bring your hands down to your sides. And step forward, or step your feet together, and again, create that groundedness. So we're going to repeat the mantra of the Shanti mantra, the peace mantra, in a standing position. So we felt the groundedness from our rooted root chakra, our whole pelvic region. Now feel the rootedness that comes from your feet. So just move yourself maybe forward and back, just finding your steadiness. Separate your toes really wide. Imagine that that pillow is still between your legs. Nice neutral posture here. And then just close your eyes and place both hands over your navel. And then inhale. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhaling. Keeping your eyes closed unless you feel dizzy, because this in itself is a balance. Inhaling with your eyes closed, it's a balance. And exhaling. And then bringing your hands up to your heart area, feeling your shoulder blades go together. Inhaling, opening up your heart, and exhaling. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. One last time. And then move your hands to your forehead, inhaling. One last time, inhaling. And now finally extend your arms up towards the sky again, keeping your eyes closed. Inhaling. Feel the air and the energy coming right from your fingertips. And exhaling. Inhaling as if you're drawing it from the universe. Inhaling from your fingertips all the way down to your toes. Exhaling. One last time, inhaling. And exhaling. And then drawing your hands down to your heart center. Opening your eyes. Once again, just adjusting to the light of day. And then once again, stepping yourself to the front of your mats. And inhaling your arms up and over. And then sweeping them, hinge from the hips. Bend your knees deeply, grab onto your blocks, or bend your knees deeply and place your hands on the floor. Step back to downward facing dog. Press into the floor. Press away with your heels. If you choose to use blocks, here you are. Reach. Beautiful. Whether you're on blocks or on the floor, shift forward into a high plank. Breathe through here. If you can hold this plank for 5 breaths, our magic number, that's fabulous. If you can't, come down to your knees, and that would be an equally wonderful thing to do. Just be on your knees here, holding, bringing space across your upper back body. One more count by my count. And then slowly lower yourself down to the mat. And allowing yourself to just remain in crocodile. So stack your hands over your one another, or your arms, forearms over, and let your head just drop down. So your third eye center is in contact with your arms. And just bring the awareness of strength and space to you. just be out, maybe to the corners of the mat, or your legs be out. And just feel free here. Connecting now all of the chakra areas with the exception of the throat and the heart, which is elevated. So we want our heart to be open and elevated. We want to be able to continue to speak words of encouragement. Speak words of love. Speak words of affirmation during this time when people need that more than ever. And now, right from where you are, just roll yourself over onto your backs. So if you have a blanket that you'd like to put over yourself, I encourage you to do that. If you want to put socks on, I encourage you to do that. If you have an eye pillow, I highly encourage you to use an eye pillow. The gentle weight of an eye pillow just helps you to center and to go inward. And I know that the tendency is to skip Shavasana. It's like, oh, I already spent an hour with her, I want to go do something else. Shavasana is where all the magic happens. All the integration happens. So please allow yourself the next at least 5 minutes to be in Shavasana. Laying down and allowing that eye pillow to just soothe you. And make yourself cozy with the blanket. So unlike in the studio where you have a blanket under your head or a blanket over you, because I don't have enough to do both, you can stop and grab those things right now. And then the next time we do a video, you'll have all of those like hanging around you like I have here. So just close your eyes and lay down. And just allow yourself to feel the connection to the earth now in a different way. So we started with our root chakra up pelvis to the earth. And then we moved on to our feet connected to the earth. And then we felt our bellies connected to the earth. And now we feel our backs in our whole back body. So now is the time to let yourself go. Let your head melt into the blanket or the pillow. Let your shoulders just feel like they're melting into the floor. Imagine there's wax on your collarbones and they're just melting and melting off and rolling off your shoulders, releasing any tension that you carry in the front. Soften your face. Maybe let your tongue fall back into your throat. Let your mouth and your teeth separate a little bit. Let your hair feel loose. Let the backs of your arms feel heavy. Let the backs of your legs feel heavy. Feel the heaviest point of your body is probably your hips. And then feel your heels and your feet. So from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes, you are held by this earth. You are held in steadiness. And so the world may shift around us and change moment to moment. But within you, there is groundedness. Within you is that breath. that steady, steady space. So as long as you have that breath, use it. Use it to regain balance. Use it to encourage yourself. So I'm going to read you a little something called miracle thinking. This is a quote from Albert Einstein. It says, "There are two ways to live your life. One is though nothing is a miracle. The other is though everything is a miracle." And this whole reading is taken from the Book of Awakening. There is no end to worry, because there is no end to what exists out of view beyond our very small eyes. So worry is a way to gamble with what might or might not happen. It reminds me of a friend who had a flat tire on a country road. After finding he had no jack, he began walking, hoping to find a nearby farmer who would help him. It was getting dark and the crickets were getting louder. And as he walked the overgrown road, he began to throw the dice of worry in his mind. What if the farmer's not home? What if he is and he won't let me use his jack? What if he won't let me use his phone? What if he's frightened of me? I never did anything to him. Why won't he just let me use his phone? By the time he knocked on the farmer's door, my friend was so preoccupied with what could go wrong that when the friendly old man answered, my friend bellowed, "Well, you can keep your damn jack." Being human, we struggle constantly to stay with the miracle of what is and not to fall constantly into the black hole of what is not. This is an ancient challenge. As the Sufi poet Ghalib said centuries ago, every particle of creation sings its own song of what is and what is not. Hearing what is can make you wise. Hearing what is not can drive you mad. So as you lay here, breathe slowly. And as you inhale, focus on accepting what is. Try to let in both the gifts and the hardships of the reality you are in. Breathe evenly. And as you exhale, focus on releasing what is not. Try to let go of all the imagined outcomes that are not yet real. Settle into the miracle of what is. So stay in Shavasana as long as you want. But if you're ready to come out, begin to move your fingers and toes and deepen your breath. And then rolling yourselves over onto your right sides. Stay there just for a moment. And then begin to bring yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And then bringing your hands together and bowing your head. Bowing your head, as I always end practice, in gratitude. Gratitude for your bodies that can practice. Gratitude for all the gifts that we have. Gratitude for the health that we have right now.
I thank you all for practicing. I hope this is an offering that will serve you this week, and I look forward to making another video for you soon. Namaste.